Well, it's the day after Christmas, and if you're like me, you're working. But hey, that's okay. I am fortunate because I really enjoy my job, and I don't mind working day after Christmas. Not a big deal. But if you like this 5-part series, let me know, and let me know what was your favorite part. Anything you'd change? I'm curious. I want feedback on it. Put a comment down, and I will gladly discuss it with you. But for today, what we've got, as you saw in the thumbnail, is this Lionel Village trolley. Let's see, we've got number 8431 on the board here. And I'll do a little research and see when this was made and put some extra information up on the screen. I bought this at Cabin Fever Auctions. I like these little trolleys and stuff, and if I can get them for what I feel is a good price, I'll pick one up. And I'll put an auction picture and how much I paid for it up on the screen here. And when I just unwrap this now, I realize it's going to need a little bit of work, but that's okay. Let's go take a closer look, see if it works, and check out what it's going to need for repairs. Alright, first off, let's get Mickey and Minnie on the way. And we'll turn on the MTH trolley, which is riding on the upper line here. Okay, let's take a little closer look at our trolley. No smoking, keep inside a moving vehicle, Lionel Village trolley. Lionel Legendary Trains. And we've got, like I said, 8431 here, and it says Richard W. Boulevard, Orange Line. It's kind of interesting. Let's see. Lionel Village Transit, established 1900. And this side says the same thing. So, what kind of issues could this have? Well, if we look right here, we've got a badly worn sliding shoe. Now, you could patch this up with solder, put a little piece of metal on here or something. Or, you can do what I did. I bought a pack of these things back in 2008. It's like 17 years ago as of this video recording. And I paid a whopping 60 cents. I did go searching for this same part number, and it wasn't available anymore, but I also looked. These things, this Lionel parts can change part numbers all the time. And I found these on the train's website for $1 a piece. So you can keep yours going good too. A lot of little vehicles use these. Pickup trucks and other cars and stuff use the same shoe, which is great. First off, let's see how she runs. Let's get Mickey and Minnie back over here. We'll tap one end here. Could use a little bit of work there. It might run just fine. Yeah, it's not bad. I could go on using it like that and it'd probably be just fine, but I thought I would at least try and get it working. I don't know if somebody changed this tire. This thing's had a lot of use, obviously, but let's see if we can take it apart. I have the Christmas version of this. Don't know where it is right now, of course. You know, it's Christmas, can't find the darn thing. But I took that apart like earlier this year and was unable to really take it apart as far as I wanted because a lot of stuff is glued. Ah, look at that. Somebody's really modified this. We've got lead weights in here. That's cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Did not come with the factory with those weights. Bought this on Cabin Fever. Let's see here. Pull this thing out. So we got to get to the underside. Okay. Alright, there's that stuff. We got the switch. simple bridge rectifier and a little resistor. Ah, there we go. There's the screws for the undercarriage. This is going better than I thought. I think those glued wires just kind of slowed me down on the Christmas trolley that I got. Grab my tweezers. Okay. This is good. This is very good. Alright, so we've got one solder connection over here, and that is going to be it. This is the same motor that the other motorized units use. Let's see, do we have... I don't think we have a screw holding anything in. Excellent. Somebody's lubed it up, which is good. Looks like it's in pretty good condition. Let's reach in there with the soldering iron and pull that wire off. That should be an easy repair. Oh, just lost a spring. That's for the bumper. Alright, let's see if we can get in here without melting the plastic. There we go. I'm going to pull this screw off as well. That way we can clean this copper piece that runs down the axles. That will help our performance. Yeah, not bad at all. Okay, so it looks like we just need to press on this guy. Alrighty, excellent. That's what we're looking at. And let's see here. Make sure we're dealing with the same thing. We are. Another thing that's important when you're running these, if you get a lot of wear like right in one spot, that means it's not flat. You want to try to get a even wear mark all the way across. This one's pretty good, but it wore a little bit more on this side. But that's no big deal. So there's our springs. Let me clean up this chassis, and we'll be back and start reassembling. So, took my tweezers here, and I cleaned out all the gook in the gear. And luckily this gear does not appear to be worn, considering the excessive use that this thing has had. High-speed runs and whatnot. But, I also remembered that, this is a maintenance video, so I will bring you along as I clean the wheels. Another very important thing to do. And you do not have to use naphtha. Use whatever solvent you want. I'm not going to say use this or else or whatever, but main thing is get everything clean. Clean as possible is most important. And these wheels aren't too bad. You can also use Dremel, and I do that if the wheels are really crusty or just need shining. These wheels are fine. And remember that you only get the outside rails from 3 wheels instead of 4, so the performance of this is not going to be the greatest, regardless. Yeah, somebody added an extra traction tire on here. It's a little lumpy. Let's see what we can do. Yep. Alright, so it's just a standard traction tire that's on there, so it's not going to be perfect. That's okay. Somebody probably scraped away the old one. Not the end of the world. Alright, so use whatever kind of lube you want. For this one I'm just using super lube, but main thing is not too much. Also want to use a thicker lubricant. I'm going to use super lube grease on the gear, but not much. Just get some in here. Make sure things aren't binding up. So we got a pretty small motor to deal with. And let's see here, we'll just let's use this screwdriver here. Whatever's on the gear is going to get slung up and worked around anyway, so doesn't have to be fully coated. That's good. Especially with super lube, a little bit goes a long way. So for this piece here, I'm going to put a little bit of super lube grease on the end of it. May not be conductive, but that's okay. It's not gonna really hurt it. Well, not that much. There we go. I'm not going to put any lubricant on the motor. Could probably put some on this end if you really wanted to, but this thing spins nice and free. Alrighty, so let's get this new shoe in here. Actually, what we should do is kind of tin this while I'm working on it. So also we're looking at this guy, and that is bent up. Alright. Okay, never mind. Now that I'm holding it the same as the other one, it's fine. We're good. I was getting a little confused there. No adjustment necessary. Whoops. I forgot the springs. Not very smart of me. Hopefully I don't bend anything. Piece of cake. These springs look like they're very delicate, so I want to be very careful with them. They're very light springs, lightweight. That looks good. Alright, let's do a little soldering on that. Shouldn't take too long to tin this. I should have done it outside, but oh well. A little bit of solder on the end of the soldering iron. Touch it to it, bring a little solder in, and it should leave a little puddle of solder here. Let it cool off a second. There we go. Got some solder on there and it's sticking. I just need to bring the rest of it around and hook it up. It'll just be a quick application of heat. We should be done. Holding it for a few seconds, we're done. I'll leave the soldering iron on just in case any wires break, because that is very common. So let's see if I can maneuver this back into position. This guy went here, as I get grease all over the wheels. Alright. Screw back in. Tighten that down lightly. Let's get the motor back in. Beautiful. Now the trick is to not pinch any wires, because when I when I set this thing down, it was not, the body was not straight on the chassis here. So we got to work on that. I'm not sure how these wires ran originally. This one could have went under the motor. That's where I'd run it, but we'll see where it wants to be. If anything's particularly grungy or dirty, now is the best time to clean it. Okay, that actually looks pretty good. I don't think I pinched any wires. I'm happy with that. Alright. Let's put some screws in here. Five o'clock. Where's the time go? Obviously, I'm recording this earlier. Actually, about a week early, so it's pretty good. Pretty good for me. Usually I'm Mr. Last Minute. Shout out to all those last minute people. Alright, that looks pretty good. Doesn't look like I pinched any wires. Looks like it's sitting firmly in its place. Let's get the rest of it back together. So that's just the kind of interesting. A normal switch like this has a little detent, a little lock position, but this one doesn't because of the way it works. A little grunge here, we'll wipe off. Yeah, you can tell how much this thing's been used and abused, which is alright. And we also got some grunge over here. Yep, just worn away. There we go. There isn't a left and a right that I'm aware of. Doesn't really matter. Okay, now this circuit board. I'm not sure what holds the circuit board in position. I think the circuit board must sit on this side, huh? That would make sense. Okay. And this must clamp down on top of it. Something like that. Okay, good. Oops, there goes one end. Wire management is the toughest on a job deal like this. That looks pretty good. No it doesn't. I don't have any spring on this side. Alright, that one's good. Ah, I see. Alright. So this piece also retains in these end pieces here. Alright, excellent. We are doing good. I think the small screws went here. I don't think we're pinching any wires. Yeah, so originally some of these wires were glued down here just to keep them out of the windows. Okay, another way you can test if the switch is hooked up correctly, I mean as far as, you know, in its spot and everything is when you press both in, they don't go all the way and they kind of work against each other. It's the switch moving back and forth. So that switch is in position. Tuck these wires down a little bit. Surprisingly, I haven't broken any wires yet. Alright, let's get Minnie over here. Mickey and Minnie. I'm coming, they say. Hurry up, hurry up. Yeah. So, I've run this one a fair amount, but gives you an idea how much use this thing's had. Alright, let's try it. Okay, it's gonna run. I must admit the weight was a surprise. I'm not complaining. We're leaving it in there. Should work better because of it. Now, there we go. Oh, I didn't check that. Yep, there's no wires there, so nothing to worry about. Gonna be fun to take apart one of them trippy trolleys. Those are pretty cool. Does anybody know if the trippy trolley has rollers or if it's got a slider like this one does? So if it doesn't have rollers, it's not worth it. The MTH one there, it's got rollers on the bottom. Much better operation. Much more reliable. More expensive. But some of the Lionel trolleys now are really expensive. For me. I will put it that way. They're expensive for me. Alright. That looks good. Seems to be sitting a little straighter. Might have had a pinched wire before. Okay, so we're a little sticky here. That's good. Body seemed to move a little bit there. We got a nice clean thing. Let's put her on the trolley line. Alrighty, first test. Let's see if it'll rebound. Whoa, really rookie. That's looking good. Beautiful. Let's get down to the other end and check that out. Here we are. Let's watch it in action. I think it runs really great. Beautiful. So I pulled the traction tire off of it because I'm not running it on any hills, and it's actually working really, really good. Slow it down a bit. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Well, that was a pretty straightforward repair, and I didn't break any wires. Whoa, bonus! Kind of, have a first time for everything, right? Yeah. I don't mind soldering. I don't mind breaking wires. But, hey, let me know what you think of that. I think this trolley runs really good, and the fact that I pulled off the tire, and it runs even better, probably because it's getting, getting that outside rail on all four wheels now instead of just three. I was really impressed with how it did on the fast track. I didn't expect that. I didn't clean the wheels. I mean, I wiped them down, but I didn't polish them or anything. So right now, that's kind of my best running trolley that uses a sliding shoe. Like I said, the MTH is way better because it's got rollers. But let me just show you that. I don't think I've shown you that. So for a difference, and like I said, this was an expensive trolley at the time when I bought it, but this has two rollers on it. And just this contact is far superior. It doesn't cut out like a lot of the ones that sliding shoes do. But, that's just something different. Something to look for. But, there's only so many styles of this trolley MTH makes. And the chassis, I don't think retrofits to the Lionel style. And I wouldn't do that anyway, because I like working around the limitations of stuff. Alright, hope you guys had a great Christmas, and like I said, let me know in the comments what you think about this. And even though I never really say it, for those of you out here that haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I hope you like my stuff, and let me know what you think. Like I already said that like 5 times already. But that's okay. Be sure to check out the post. I do a community post generally the day before a video goes out, so there can be a lot of good information out there. You know, you can decide if you want to see the video or not, or ask questions about it, or, you know, we have another discussion in the post, so that's really cool. Thank you very much for watching. That looks really cool going underneath the aquarium.
Yeah, sure does.